What's up, y'all? It's Cayman. I'm coming to you guys live from the Black Ambition Media YouTube channel. This is not everyday hip hop. It's not The Rising. It's not another sports podcast. It's just a quick take. I wanted to talk about a little bit about the two records that came out to kind of start the rap battle and beef of the century last year. We're coming up on a year of this battle, and Push-Ups, Euphoria. Two diss records that kind of started out the direct shots from Drake and Kendrick Lamar, who have been sending shots for 10 years. It was a long time coming in 2024. When we look back and think about it, it was a long time coming for the Drake and Kendrick feud to come to the head and for them to actually have diss records against each other. So I wanted to get into those records a little bit and talk about the perspective of how we felt post those records coming out, how we feel now a year removed from those records coming out, and kind of what it means. Xavier and I will be doing on Everyday Hip Hop a full breakdown 1 year later of the battle, what we feel. Look at this nice setup I'm at right now. I'm at my sister's house. You know, she is a nail practitioner. Let's put that QR code right there. She does nails. She does braids. So if y'all need something, y'all lady needs something, y'all mama needs something, y'all sister needs something, y'all cousin needs something, go ahead and hit up the nail practitioner right here down on the bottom. These are her tags down on the bottom. She let me use this lovely space to shoot my video. You know, I had to come and talk to the people about this because Euphoria is one of my favorite records, not only of last year, but one of my favorite diss records of all time. I think that Euphoria was the best rap performance of 2024, but we didn't start there. So first person shooter comes out. We know, Drake, J. Cole. We don't know if Kendrick was supposed to be on that record, but there's speculation that Kendrick was supposed to be on that record. It was supposed to be this big homage to the big three of rap. And we know, like I said before and previously, that Kendrick and Drake had previous tension. They had been, taking shots back and forth at each other for a very, very long time. First person shooter comes out. It's a number one record. J. Cole brings up the big three, but it doesn't seem to be a diss toward Kendrick. It seems to be a homage to Kendrick and the work that those three have done. We the big three, like we started the league. But right now I feel like I'm Muhammad Ali. I ain't listened to the record in a long time, I'm telling you. J. Cole kind of ruined that for me, but that record was that record. Fast forward, Like That comes out. Future, Metro Boomin have a joint collab album. Kendrick Lamar appears when nobody expected Kendrick Lamar to appear. He gives us a no F your big three, it's just big me bar for all your dogs getting buried. And Kendrick Lamar is outside. This is where we get to Push-Ups and Euphoria, what this video is about, looking back at these records 1 year later. Drake was on tour, guys. Drake was on tour with J. Cole at the time. I don't really want to get into the J. Cole specifics about this, but just to give context to the story and what I seen from a spectator, an outsider, a hip hop enthusiast, a proponent of the culture, a broadcaster. What I seen from J. Cole is he was beginning his rollout for something. So J. Cole and Drake go on tour. You see the J. Cole videos of him kind of, hinting. We're thinking the fallouts come in. And Drake hinted at taking time off after the tour while J. Cole was in the midst of this rollout scenario. And, before Push-Ups even comes out, Like That's out, and people are talking like, I really remember these talks. People really, of course, we want to see the Drake and Kendrick, but people thought that the Cole and Kendrick part of this whole thing was going to be very interesting, because Cole was at a point where he's looking at Drake and Kendrick eye to eye. It wasn't really like that their whole career. So for J. Cole now to be in that big three, and the one that we probably feel like is the most in shape, again, we're talking about back in 2024 at this time, J. Cole is probably most in shape, is what people are thinking. He can take Kendrick. This is the battle I really want to see. And My Delete Later comes out. My Delete Later is another video. We'll go into that in the full breakdown, and I'm sweating like a Baptist preacher, Church and God in Christ preacher or something. We'll go into that on another video. I don't want to get into J. Cole right now, but Drake comes off tour. I believe this was a Saturday morning, if I'm correct. Push-ups, or something related to push-ups, comes out on social media. DJ Academics is streaming it on his platform. Another version comes out on social media. This is the first time I heard or saw or recognized or seen who DJ Head was, or how vital he is to West Coast broadcasting and the culture right now. But this is kind of where I saw him start to tweet what's going on. We didn't know what it was, but it was like, is this AI? Is this really Drake? Academic seems juiced on his stream. So a lot of things are going on. Different beat than the regular push-ups. What came out on, streaming services later on. It's a different beat. But pretty much the same kind of things. A little bit things change in that as well, but pretty much the same basis of what we've seen. Later on, and I'm fast forwarding a little bit, but Drake finally puts it on DSPs. Drake finally claims the record, and I think that's very important. At first, this came out on social media, ladies and gentlemen. What does that mean? I don't know. Was Drake testing the waters? What was Drake doing? But when this record first came out, this record was not claimed by Drake into DJ Head, who I said came to the forefront for the West Coast in this rap battle. Was like, what's going on? Are you claiming this record? Is this yours? And I do take some points away from Drake for that. Let Push-Up stand on its own. Let's see what Push-Ups does. But different beat. And to leak it, and I get Academic solely having it, but put it on DSPs. Come on, man. This what you want. You just got off a tour. Now, what's in Push-Ups? Let me look up the lyrics and things to Push-Ups right now. Genius. All right. I have the lyrics right here. I do like how Drake started this. I could never be nobody's number one fan. Your first number one, I had to put it in your hand. You can't get booked out of American Finan. I'm out in Tokyo because I'm big in Japan. I'm the nigga y'all depend on. Backstage in my city is what's friends zone. So Drake starts there, and this is where he gets to Kendrick. How the F you big stepping with a size 7 men's on. Just to bark with the bite, nigga. What's up? I know my picture on the wall when y'all cook up. Extortion, baby, whole career you been shook up. Cause Top told you drop and give me 50 like some push-ups. Kendrick Lamar left TDE His last album on TDE was Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers in 2022. Is Drake. I'm talking about what we were thinking back then when these records first dropped. Does Drake know something we don't know about the split from TDE and Kendrick Lamar? With Kendrick Lamar starting his new record label PG Lang music thing with PG Lang. What does Drake know? Oh, was there some things going on with TDE that the public didn't know about that Drake has the 411 on? So these are the things that we're talking about with push-ups where we're like, okay. Also, we have to mention that at this time, it wasn't just a Kendrick thing. It was a Future thing we had seen with Drake. It was a Metro thing we had seen with Drake. It was a ASAP Rocky. Well, we already know with the Rihanna angle with that. It was a Weeknd thing. So it was a Rick Ross thing who had actually dropped a diss record in Drake's direction before, I think after Push-Ups came out. So very, very soon after Push-Ups came out, might I add. But these are the conversations and things going on when it comes to Drake and surrounding his name at the time. So I do think Push-Ups was a solid punch forward, but he did, in my estimation, make some mistakes even from the first diss track that Drake lost this right here at Push-Ups. Even though this was a solid track, he lost the battle right here because this right here, after everything hit the fan, tells me that Drake had nothing when it came to Kendrick Lamar. This is where I'm going to say he messed up a little bit. SZA got you wiped down. Travis got you wiped down. Whatever. The short jokes, okay. We get it. Where is that? I be with some bodyguards like Whitney. Top say, drop me your little midget ass. Better fucking drop and give me 50. You say Whitney's name. Kendrick Lamar's fiance. And I don't know about the conversation that people say was had between Drake and Kendrick Lamar, where their conversations were people that are mutuals of these individuals having conversations saying keep the family out of it. But that's number one. This is the number one reason I think that Drake made a mistake. Saying Whitney's name, especially in the first diss track, told me that you not only can't read the room, but if you're willing to go there, you better have a lot to go there with. And my problem with Drake in this battle is he was unprepared, he was trolling, and then he just didn't focus on his actual opponent in Kendrick Lamar this whole time. It's like he didn't take him seriously, and you're dealing with a cerebral assassin on the other side of this whole beef. So what are you doing? Food for thought. Dropping Gimme 50 ends with a different beat. Academics we hear saying, who's your top 5? Drake. And we hear a drop, 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 which are words that Drake will soon regret saying to Kendrick Lamar, even if he will never admit that. Drake should have never engaged in this battle. And from the first diss track, thinking back then who Kendrick Lamar was, I'm thinking to myself, I hope that Drake has information. Drake must have information on Kendrick's contracts, the TDE PG Lang relationship is not a solidified front. There's friction with Kendrick Lamar and Top Dog. These are the things that Drake is planting in track number 1. And we soon seen that all the things that Drake was planning was complete BS and nothing stuck for him. Nothing. So why even say these things? So why even go on later and say that Dave Free is Kendrick Lamar's child's father? Why even insinuate these things or say these things if you don't have any conclusive evidence to back your theories, Drake? This is where you went wrong. Because let me tell you, going into the next track, with the name itself, Euphoria, what Kendrick hinted to in the Euphoria track, and how the battle was really over after Euphoria. Before Euphoria dropped, there was a 17-day waiting period gap, if you were to say. And Drake dropped another track before Euphoria came out. Tailor Made Freestyle, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on Tailor Made Freestyle because it's no time worth. It was taken down. But Drake used Tupac and Snoop Dogg's voice, put it through the AI system, or however you would say, and tried to give Kendrick a quote-unquote pep talk. Where you at? Drop now. We waiting for you. Say something about him liking little girls. Heard it on the Button podcast. It gotta be true. Could say mistake number 2, 3, 4. I don't know. The trolling and, trying to take jabs at Kendrick Lamar's business manager and doing stuff like that could say that was mistake 2, 3, 4, 5. But you want to say this is mistake number 2 when it comes to the music goes. It didn't translate with an audience. Tailor Made Freestyle didn't translate with the audience as well. But the silence was killing Aubrey Graham. I think that's the point that people have to understand and realize. The silence, the cerebral assassin that Kendrick Lamar is and was killing Drake on the inside. He didn't know what to do with it. But Kendrick Lamar, on the 17th day, he rose. Euphoria comes out. And this is when battle over for me. When you look back at it, battle over for me here. Thinking about it then, 17 days is random. I'm at work, check my phone, social media, see something called Euphoria there, instantaneously go to the bathroom, listen to it with my AirPods in the bathroom. Long track, 6 minutes, 24 seconds. Starts out very, very slow. Listens to it like, whoa. Instantaneously goes to lunch, listens to it. Goes home, puts it on the big speakers, listens to it. Can Drake rap like this in 2024 is the question I'm asking after Euphoria. Them superpowers getting neutralized. I can only watch in silence. The famous actor we once knew is looking paranoid and now spiraling. You moving just like a degenerate. Every antic is feeling distasteful. I calculate you're not as calculated. I can even predict your angles. Fabricating stories on the family front because you heard Mr. Morale. A famous master manipulator. I can smell the tells on you now. You're not a rap artist, you're a scam artist with the hopes of being accepted. Tommy Hilfiger. FUBU never was the collection. Very, very slow. Electrify. I make music that electrify him. You make music that pacify him. I can double down on that line, but I spare you this time. That's random acts of kindness. Know you a massive manipulator, but a bitch you a lie too. Don't tell no lies about me. I won't tell truths about you, which is what Kendrick has said in a Heart series before. I believe it was Heart Part 4. And then he starts getting busy. Yeah, I'm out the way. Yeah, I'm a little okay. I'm right here, remote, okay. Thinking about no reaper. Nigga, I'm reaping what I sow, okay. Got a Benjamin and a Jackson and all in my house. Like I'm Joe, okay. Hellcat. Starts going crazy. Beat is crazy. Everybody want to be demon till they get chipped by your throwaway. And I'm going to do a show a day. On tour right now. Once a lame, always a lame. Now you're starting to get into Drake. And Kendrick literally tells this story through this record. Anticipation, build up, bars, rapping, voice inflections. Best rap performance of 2024 by far was Euphoria, and it was how cerebral Kendrick was. There's 3 goals left, and I see 2 of them kissing and hugging on stage. I love him to death, but in A-Boss, I explain that phrase. Cole and Aubrey know I'm a selfish nigga. The crown is heavy. I pray they my real friends. If not, I'm YNW Melly. I ain't here to be for Pharrell. Fuck all that pushing. P, let me see you push a T. Memorable lines in Euphoria. 6 minutes and 24 seconds of masterful rapping. And to be objective, I'm not going to say the battle was over right then and there, but that was an incredible record. That record has aged, and everything that Kendrick Lamar said in that record has kind of come to fruition when we look into the battle. 3 different beat changes on Euphoria. Kendrick Lamar did his thing. Three days later, 616 in LA comes out. And we now have one of the best weekends in hip hop history happen. And we'll get into that on another video. But as a fan, somebody who has listened to both of these artists throughout the years, it was great to see the direct shots. We've been waiting for this for 10 years. And I think Kendrick Lamar was more than prepared for this battle. Not that he had stuff in the tuck. I hate how people are talking like, oh, Kendrick must have had some. He had a 4-year record. Euphoria was old. Where's the 13-minute track? Where's the 20-minute track that he's had for 4 years? I don't want to hear none of that. I feel like a lot of the material and things that happened in this battle, Kendrick Lamar did on the fly. Kendrick Lamar was amply prepared because Kendrick Lamar is a true MC of hip hop. Drake is a great artist. We understand that. But this was a MC rap battle. And the first 2 records of this kind of showed you where this battle was going to go. Euphoria, one of the greatest diss records of all time. I've asked myself if it was better than Not Like Us. I understand that Not Like Us was on the charts for forever. But something about that Euphoria record, I'm telling y'all. What is it, the braids? It's special, man. It shows that killer of who Kendrick Lamar was after we didn't see him rap battle anybody. It ain't for play. And going into another video about this, meeting with Xavier on Everyday Hip Hop and talking about this, I think one of the most important bars on this This is a friendly fade. You should keep it that way. And what Joe Budden likes to tease his co-host Ice for, if you take it there, I'm taking it further. That's something you don't want to do. And they definitely both went further. Don't want to mess with the guy from LA when you got to go further. Just what I'm saying for the Canadian. My name is Cayman. This is your Push Ups Euphoria breakdown. We will be back with a full battle breakdown 1 year later of one of the greatest rap battles of our time, Drake versus Kendrick. For Push Ups, Euphoria. Euphoria definitely gets that win for me. Euphoria is one of the. That record's tough, man. That record's tough. Like Punch said, hearing push-ups, it's not enough. You gonna have to come harder than that, bruh. I'm Cayman. This is a Blam Quick Take. Peace.